mountain was important.
Is that a 20? Is that a?
I think you could
You want to go?
fudge your results just as much with this dice cam as you could without.
Yeah, I'm trying to get like a straight top down.
Yeah.
Man, let me
Like
see if I
you
can
could
find a
tell me
tripod.
that is any number on the die, and I'd be like, yeah.
Jack, have you seen the RAM mounts? That's what I always use to do a top down.
Yep.
Was that? What was that? Was that
Wasn't me.
Flash Gordon?
That would be the Top Gun anthem.
Amazing. Just as good. Just as good.
Nice.
It is. I was inspired by the new Maverick trailer.
I haven't seen it. Wait, there's a new one?
Yep.
Or maybe it's the old one. I didn't pay attention to the first one, but I just...
No, there's a new one.
Okay. I saw... Oh, I see. Yeah, I saw... There is a new one because I saw it in theaters when I was watching Terminator, which was an excellent movie, by the way.
Are you being serious or are you not?
Oh, no, I'm totally being serious.
Oh, okay.
I love... It's classic, right? It's actually what you would... It's like a classic T1, T2 one. You know?
Oh, nice.
And they will do a retcon that I'm still thinking about.
It got spoiled for me a little bit, so I don't know if that's the same.
Don't spoil.
So, I'll be interested to see.
They get it out of the way quickly.
Oh, okay. Yep, that's the one.
Yep.
Spoil.
No.
Spoil.
But I did not expect to see Apollo Creed in this movie.
What?
As
Apollo Creed?
The character.
As Apollo Creed.
Yeah,
Perfect.
This is pretty crazy.
Awesome. I have to go see this.
No, it's good. It's I'm impressed. I was impressed.
Yeah, I'm excited, which with 3 kids means I'll see it in about 9 months. maybe 11. I don't know. Something like that.
Classic.
Yeah.
All right.
There he goes.
Nope.
Those his feathers.
Wah, 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 wah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So where did we leave off? You made it into the mountain crypt, and crypt these days, but you made it into the mountainside where, as you tried to be incredibly sneaky, somebody just threw a light of stone in. Somebody just fired some arrows off. It turned into a war against 2 orcs that were sitting down having their dinner.
Some of us didn't try that hard to be sneaky. So I remember it.
What are you talking about?
And after fighting through the magical darkness that was cast upon inside of the cavern, you managed to defeat these 2 orcs and sever several limbs off. And you left off during the conversation of what to do next. Should you venture further into the mountain or rest a while?
Yeah, I think we were. I think the plan was we were gonna.
I think we're gonna rest.
Try to hole up here for a little short rest.
Yeah. I think that was the plan because I need to. Because I got a book, didn't I?
You did. You found a spell book.
Yes. So I want to take a look at that before, while we were resting.
Okay.
And Brother Cornelius is fine.
The brother would like to rest.
Shake it off.
Bleeding out of bleeding all over the place.
I move my robe just enough so the blood doesn't get on it. Careful.
Whew. So how are you going to hole up in this grand entranceway within these dwarven mines?
Can you describe?
You say it like that, it doesn't sound like a great place to hole up in.
So,
are there any little side rooms off to the? Was this actually a banquet hall, or was it did they convert it into a mess hall?
You think they converted it into a mess hall. So in this, as you walked in, there was a grand entrance, which was essentially a rotunda. And as you, in the center, or looking from the center of this rotunda, off to the right is where you had your battle and is where they created this mess hall out of a large, what you could only think was a room to welcome visitors into the mountainside. Inside the rotunda itself, to the left, is a giant statue of a dwarf holding a hammer at its on its from its mantle and shooting its head down into the stone floor. You see one cracked horn on this dwarf, and then going north into this rotunda is a stairwell down.
So so we're kind of in like a little antechamber or something. Is there, how many exits are there?
There's only the one out and the one there's one exit out of the mountain, the stairs down, and the entrance to the where you had your battle with these two orcs into the mess hall.
Maybe that's not so bad.
Sounds good.
So how long will you be resting for? You're going to do a short rest or a long rest?
2 months.
I mean, if it's possible to do a long rest, I can set up alarm like I did last time.
Listen, anything is possible. Do you want to do it?
I'm actually, I think Blitz is actually fully healed right now, so I'm fine. So I don't think we need to rest.
I don't think we should stay for long.
So no alarm.
Come looking for these ones.
Are we under a time? We're not.
You have no time restrictions. You can do whatever you want. So
I just want to look at this book. That's my priority.
How long will that take?
I would like to heal and recharge my spells.
Okay, to do that, you're going to need 8 hours.
Okay, you think we can hold this off for 8 hours?
If there's anyone else here, they're going to come look.
We killed everyone.
Okay.
Well, let's just take a short rest then, and then we should be fine spell wise.
Famous last words.
Well, then we'll take a long rest.
I'm good, so I can keep moving.
Then let's do short rest, as Timora wills.
All right.
Something wrote a will.
Yeah. How many hit dice is everybody spending? Remember, you have 5 now.
Oh, how does this go? How does this work again?
Yeah, good call. Per each level you gain, you get 1 more hit die to use during a short rest. So you can spend up to 5, and you get to roll 5, and that's how many hit points you'll get back.
Is there a reason why? Is there a penalty? Why would I not roll 5? Maybe.
So yes. So when you take a long rest, you regenerate. You get half of them back. You don't get the full 5 back.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do 1.
So it's Stone. It's like a trade-off, right? So you'll say you want to use 3. Until you take another long rest, you only have 2. You can only, on your next short rest, you can only spend 2 more.
Oh, okay. So then if I'm banking that our next rest is going to be a long rest,
yep.
It's less of a risk. I can just go for broke.
Yeah, exactly.
Knowing this group, it'll probably be a very long time before we rest again.
No rest for the wicked.
Yes, that is true.
Well, I'm just gonna gamble in.
Yeah,
that's what Brother Critty was.
And remember, so when you do your next long rest, you'll get half of them back.
Does anybody know where hit dice are on the D&D Beyond?
So
if you, I want to say.
So
nope. Oh, there it is. Short rest.
There you go. You'll get a D12 for each die you want to spend.
Yeah. And then you add con, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Wait, would you just say again about dice?
You get your con modifier.
Okay, so +2 to...
1 second. Let me double check that.
All right, I got all my remainder back.
And I don't get any spells back, right? That's only a long rest.
That's a long rest. Yep. So you get your con modifier for each die that you roll.
And how many? Sorry, which dice am I rolling? I guess that's the question I was looking for.
For you,
like, where are you looking for this?
It's going to be in your class if you go into the player's handbook. But I think it's.
Okay. So it's not on the actual character.
It might be. Zeke, where did you find it?
It's on D&D Beyond in the drop down. There's no, not in the drop down. If you click on your character, there's a short rest button.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
it's like share, short rest, long rest, campaign, the upper right corner.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's fun.
Oh, yeah. There's a thing. It says.
But normally it's a D8, Stone.
Yep.
For you.
1d8 plus 2. And
Yep.
so I could. And you said I could.
You can spend up to 5.
What is this? So what's this recover thing then? Reset maximum hit points during. Or that's a lot. Does that.
That's for a long. I think that's just if you want to do a reset.
But it's listed under short rest. Do you guys see that option too?
Recover?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Under short rest, it says recover, reset maximum HP changes during the rest.
That's not what we get.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a state or like a status or.
No, it's just if you want it. Like if you roll it, you'll be able to recover everything.
I see.
It's not an ability that you have.
With D&D Beyond, if you hit long rest, it will refresh your hit points and give you the right amount of short rests back or hit dice back.
Okay, so I'm gonna do 2, and I'm gonna hit it. Do I still roll, or does it roll for me if I take short rest? Let's see.
No, you roll.
Confirm.
Ooh.
Which is
I think it's just gonna mark them as done, and then you're gonna need to go add it in the healing for the hit points.
Okay.
That's what I did.
1d8, 2d8s. 2d8s is 8.
Can I give? While he's doing that, can I give everyone some positive news?
Yeah.
It looks like the in Kentucky, the Democrat may have won the governorship.
Oh yeah, I just saw that.
Oh, that's good.
So I have 10.
Pretty wild.
And did you add your +4 con modifier, Stone?
Is it +4, +2?
You +2, but 1 for each die that you roll.
Oh, okay. Shit. What number did I just say? 8 +2
Yep.
+12. Okay, 12.
So you get 12 back.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good news, even though I turn on Twitter and it's like, planet facing irrevocable human suffering.
Yeah, I saw
Everyone's
that
like,
too.
I took a break from Twitter this week.
Good.
Do you feel better? Because I imagine you must feel great. Like I feel
Me?
like
I'm
just in general.
yeah.
Like I feel like if I took a break from Twitter, I'd feel a lot better.
Well, it helps. It's kind of weird. I've been doing jury duty, not to.
Oh, that's right.
That's from the adventure. By the way, yes, no sandwiches, and I got my
No
first paycheck though.
Oh, good.
Which was the price of a San Francisco sandwich. So
So you got paid?
$22 or something.
it was like, oh, I wish. It was $22. Wow. Now I feel bad again. Okay.
No,
Thanks.
I was guessing.
Yeah,
I haven't had a San Francisco sandwich in a while.
It was. You're pretty close. You're pretty close.
Yeah. Plus tax. Tax is 10%.
Oh my God. Yes. It's brutal. And then the homeless people.
Yes,
Sandwich.
exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, I am looking at that book.
Oh, sure. You start as you look into it. You start to decipher some of the runes that have been inscribed. But Fancy Boy, you are going to have to take another 4 hours to get anything else out of this.
All right.
But you will get. You'll only need 4 hours to get more.
Learn to read, Fancy Boy.
I was just gonna say I look really smart doing this.
Yeah, you just see deep in book.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes I look up to make sure everyone looks and sees how smart I look.
Brother Cornelius is not paying attention. He's just bleeding.
Grimdir just always assumes you're doing a magical incantation. It's just
Nice. as he should.
Yeah. So this looks exactly the same.
Good.
So your 4 hours goes by without anything happening.
Yay!
You can assume that the guards that you killed outside were the patrollers, and the 2 that were in here were their captains and lieutenants.
Yeah,
like I said, we killed everyone.
Do you do anything else before? Do you have any conversation? Do you do anything else before you set off?
Grimnir's just kind of rechecking his sharpening his axe and making sure none of the shield planks are too badly gone. Did they say there was a witch too?
Yes, that's where we're going, I think, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna go deeper into the mines now. I'm not going first, so who would like to go first?
I'll go.
I think
you keep the witch away from me, though.
I'll do my best.
All right. Grimder, you lead the party down the stairwell on the northern side of this rotunda. Nefitz follows behind.
Rotunda.
It's a fun word, right? And as you go down almost what seems to be about 100 yards worth of steps, and the walls of this stairwell sparkle just as brightly as did the walls of the previous room with specks of silver that have been inlaid into the mountainside itself. And as you get down close to where you see the stairwell flatten off, it looks as though you are going to come into another large chamber that will be somewhat of a forking point within the mountain itself.
Let's keep it G-rated here, no forking.
Is it enough light that we can see?
Yeah, there are sconces on the wall that keep the silver sparkling. It's almost like a disco ball as you venture through this.
Does Blitz notice anything out of the ordinary?
Like gold.
Well, obviously he's very distracted by all the shiny stuff on the walls, but still keeping an eye out for baddies and whatnot.
As you follow behind Grimder, you underneath, you can see easily around his side due to your massive height coming off the ground. But as you look around Grimder, you can see that down the stairwell, as the chamber starts to open up, that on the right side there are flecks of ivy that kind of grip onto the wall, but very faint, not many.
And we don't hear, so we're moving down, and you said it forks in front of us.
You think this is probably going to be, this chamber will be where there's a fork in the road as you go down deeper into the mountainside.
Okay.
Wizard, can you tell which way is to the witch?
Your language.
Hold on. No. But we can we should be careful because those orcs said that we're traps. So
I always say, when in doubt, go left.
I agree. Left is a good direction.
And also, Blitz checked for traps along the left path.
So you want to go into the room at the end of the stairs? You kind of duck underneath Grimder's arm.
So I'm confused. Sorry, I thought it was a split, like a fork.
No.
Room then forks.
Yeah, you think this room? What you think is this is a setting room that will eventually lead to a fork.
Okay.
Lovely. All right. Blitz is gonna work his way into it and keep an eye out for traps.
Okay, so as you climb around Grimdar's leg and get in front of him, as you step down off of the last stair, you notice that this is just a large squared off room, probably about 30 feet by 40 feet long. Just a perfect, and you see there is a door to the right, and a door to the left, and a stairwell down. You see that the doors have been broken off of their hinges. From the left side of the room, Blitz, you notice that the ivy that you saw before is getting thicker and thicker, and the wall, or the whole archway of the right side door, the right side of this room, the door is just covered as if the ivy is growing out of that room. And on the left, you see the other door on the left. You see the light dancing from out of the door, from torches that are on the inside. And roll me a perception.
Do this for the first time. Oh God, where is it? Whoa.
Ooh.
Perception is +6. 18 +6. You make it bigger.
My, what small dice you have.
So 24.
24?
There you go.
Sure.
Stone.
What?
That better?
That actually.
I'll roll that
Wow,
one.
you got some big dice there.
And I've got the medium-sized one too.
Some gnome is overcompensating right now.
All right. So that was a 24. My first roll.
You hear down. You get a faint whisper in the air, and you just hear, "Shelby, put that down. That's not your food for the night."
Shelby, put that down. That's coming from the left side?
That's coming out of the left door.
I instinctually drop whatever I'm holding.
Hey, guys, I think there's someone down there with somebody named Shelby. It may or may not be a tiny dragon.
A tiny
dragon.
A tiny what?
A dragon?
He said
Dragon?
Dwagon.
Just saying that Shelby...
one horse dwagon?
Shelby may or may not be a tiny dragon. And we need to possibly think about...
I'm making that's so adorable face,
So maybe if y'all stays back, and I'll go see if I can find...
Okay, go be sneaky. We'll wait here.
Let's be sneaky.
All right. Blitz is going to be sneaky.
You're gonna sneak it? Okay.
Well, I'm just going to see. I'm going to try to
Wait, before you go...
I got wicked stealth.
I know, but okay, fine. Never mind. I've always wanted to test this blessing, but you're...
Oh, no, we got something fun.
Do it.
Do it now.
Brother Cornelius places his hand down on the gnome's head and casts the blessing of the trickster.
Ooh. And I become Tom Hiddleston.
As an action, you can touch a willing creature other than yourself to give it advantage on dexterity, stealth checks for 1 hour, or until you use this feature again.
Ooh. That's pretty rad. So advantage on stealth.
Pretty cool.
Nice.
I'll take that, sir. All right, so I'm going to be all stealth-like.
Don't die. That's my blessing.
So I'm going to be all stealth-like and see what I can find. See if I can figure out who Shelby is.
All right. Is everybody else staying kind of in the stairwell archway? Or are you going into the
I'll step down and in, and just kind of off to the side, just so if something comes through the room, then I'm not stuck in the archway.
Okay.
Does Blitz have to kind of treat Grimder like Harry and the Hendersons, where he's like, no. Follow?
Hey, and he just keeps walking with you. No. He's perfectly happy letting you go find the witch first.
Okay.
All right, roll me your stealth check.
All right, here we go. I'm using the medium-sized dice for you. That's a 1.
Solid.
You got advantage though.
Got advantage. I think I can do better than that. That is a 9.
Wow.
Hard to see the dot, but 9 plus 6, so that's a 15.
Okay. Hold on.
Where's the camera? It's on this side. Is that a 14?
Nah.
14 or 20? Which one is it?
20.
Oh, shite.
Nat. So,
oh, God.
Blitz, you walk very slowly into the doorway, and it goes about 15 feet in and then makes a sharp turn to the right. And you peek your head over and around the corner, and you just see a dwarf. Long red beard, giant bun sticking off the top of his head, and you see him grabbing a piece of meat. Shelby! Give me its back, that's my food for the night! And you see him lift the piece of meat off the ground, and you see a little pug of a dog hanging from the meat. It's like, ooh, this is mine! And at that moment, he looks underneath his arm and over at you, and then you see the cutest dog face look over at you too, still gripping the meat, hanging 3 feet off the air, or off the ground, and they're both looking at you. Well, what have we here? Who are you?
Hi there. I'm the new guy in charge of keeping the sconces lit out in the hallway. I'm here just to make sure you got plenty of fuel inside all these sconces, because no one wants to be down here when it gets so dark they can't see anything. So I can tell your sconces is looking pretty good right now. I'll leave you with the dog there, and you have yourself a nice day, sir.
Wow, Shelby! Woo! Yeah, she says it stinks. Man, I know you're lying, but tell me, who be you? Don't make me sick my dog on you.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm part of a new program that's checking the safety of stairs and old castles and buildings. I'm from the government, and we randomly selected your establishment here to check your to make sure the stairs is okay, and maybe if there's ramps for the not so good abled people who can't walk. And but I just want to let you know that your stairs, they're in tip top condition. No worries at all about that. Your ramps could use some work. I'm gonna ding you a little bit on that, but the stairs is good. Thank you very much for your time, sir. It's a lovely animal you got there. And you will receive a report in the mail in 6 to 8 weeks.
Meanwhile,
don't worry, it's just
is praying to Timora.
And yes, as you say all this, you kind of look back at the rest of the group. Do you signal to them at all?
I think he's so distracted by trying to just feed this guy bullshit that he doesn't even think to try to tell anyone else.
Good, because the rest of us are like,
yeah, no, it's fine. Grimdy, he said, wait. We're good.
Okay.
I'm just going through the spell book, like, oh, hope there's something to help us in here.
So you
trying to like.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, trying to eke out like another 15 minutes.
Yeah, Grimdar's just trying to find like some dirt or mud or something to kind of paint a rune on the shield that's totally gonna help against that witch. That's about it.
You see him drop the pug onto the ground, and pug lands feet up, meat still in his mouth, but looking directly at you, Blitz. He says, "Listen. You're short, and I like you, and us short guys got to stick together, and I want to know why you're down here. That is the biggest load of shit I've ever heard, as confirmed by Shelby's bottom."
Shelby farts when not telling the truth.
You didn't hear it and smell it before. You're going to hear it soon.
Okay, all right. Here's the Timora's honest truth. we've been sitting here. We're actually looking for a lovely chap by the name of a Seeb or Keeb, I think you pronounce his name. We've been sent. Someone said, "Hey, I got a letter that I got to deliver to Keeb," and we was told he was maybe in here. And so, if you happen to know where he is, or if maybe your friends that are also here, like how many friends do you have here? We could also maybe ask them if we can find this character or not.
You're here to deliver a letter. Now, as he says that, roll me a perception.
Not using that one. I'm going back to the tiny one. That's a 3.
Wow.
Plus my perception. Where is it? Plus that's a 9 total.
All right, and now roll me a wisdom.
Wisdom. I also have advantage. Is it magic? Because I have advantage on wisdom against magic.
Nope.
Okay.
That's another perception, but.
Okay. You said wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 16.
All right. So, as you look, you see him kind of looking at you, wondering really trying to discern if you're telling the truth or not. But you look back at the hallway, and you can see into the other room from where you're standing. And inside that room, you see the ivy completely engulfing the room. But in the center, you see a pedestal, and on top of that pedestal, you see a ruby that is quite, it's roughly the size of your head.
Blitz is interested.
Sorry, Blitz is interested.
So tell me, a letter? That sounds like a whole lot of rubbish too.
Oh, okay. I mean, we're here to meet Seeb is what it comes down to. I'm just I'll be honest.
If you say that name again, I swear to God, I'm gonna put a fist in your face.
So you're not a fan of that name whose name I'm not gonna say the name.
No.
Hey, we can be buddies because I'm not a fan of that guy either.
Okay. Listen here. First you say you're his friend, then you say you're delivering him a letter. Now you're not friends with him.
Well, okay.
Shelby?
Can I walk up now?
If you know anything about this guy, I haven't met him in person myself, but everything I've heard about him makes me think that I would not want to be his friend. We was told to come here and find him. I thought maybe you was his friend. I was nervous, but clearly you was a good person. You're not friends with the Keebler elf, and we're all good. We can be buddies, right?
Depends on why you're really here.
Hey guys.
And then Blitz just looks up and just calls everyone down.
Grimdeer go.
I was already walking with the book in front of my face towards you. And I just peek around the corner and I'm like, oh, look at the doggy.
So,
he's so cute. Can I pet him?
Sure.
Okay, I'll walk up and I pet him. I'm like, oh, you're a good doggy.
And you see his foot padding on the ground.
No, look at this doggy. No, we're just here to stop the evil. I heard you talking earlier. We're just here, aren't you? Check your doggy. Does the doggy think we're here to stop the evil?
She's not stupid. Treat her like a normal person.
She's having a great time. Look at that.
And I think maybe while the rest of the group is down there, Blitz is going to kind of start trying to look more at that the big ruby.
Blitz, the ruby is almost calling to you at this point. You see it sparkle and shine like no other gem you've seen before. It is just massive. And
is it like one of those Looney Tunes cartoons where it's like his feet are just dragging across the floor?
Pretty much. I mean, the saliva is physically coming out of your mouth at this point.
That sounds about right.
Because you could probably buy several villages with this item.
And okay, so if he gets closer to it, he looks into that room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because the ivy's completely engulfing the room. I mean, can he see any doors or anything, or is it literally just a room with that right in the middle? Okay.
I see. Are you being stealthy about this, or?
Yeah, I think he's just looking at it because he's just like he know. I mean, he's fascinated by that, but he knows something of that value is gonna be booby trapped of some nature. So he's not stepping into the room. He's just looking at it and just trying to gather his wits about him to see what he can do to get into it.
Yeah, absolutely. And you already know that the orcs upstairs, after you know, let's say negotiated with them, said they were traps.
Yeah.
Hey there, buddy. I didn't catch your name. What was your name?
So as you're back, you're still back over in that. You're looking into that archway, right? So you had to actually get out of this room to see that.
Oh.
I'm not actually in the room with them. I thought I was off of the room he was in.
No. This is the room to the right of in that. As you came down the stairs, the room with the gem is the one on the right side. You went left to see.
Okay, you said I went down on a sharp turn right, so I guess that was actually left.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. What I meant was, so you went down the stairs, you came out of the stairs and went left into that left doorway, and then it veered right. So and what I meant is, as you peeked around the corner, this is where you saw the dwarf. So you could still see back into the main room that you came out or in from.
Oh, okay. So if he's on his own then and the dwarf can't see him, he's gonna check for booby traps.
Okay, give me a perception.
Perception.
I wish I wasn't busy petting the dog.
That's a 4 plus rolling hot tonight, so that's 10 total.
Okay. What is everybody else doing now as you're sitting here with this dwarf and he's looking at you, gauging why you're here?
Well, I mean, did we notice Blitz wander off towards the other room?
Blitz, how did you stealthily walk away?
Not. He wasn't like stomping out, but everyone was distracted by the dog and this gnome. So I think he wasn't like intentionally trying to be sneaky about it, but I mean, he was like not being loud about it.
Yeah. So you haven't really noticed that Blitz kind of just stepped back.
Okay. Well, I'll ask the dwarf. If you're no friend of Zeeb, what are you doing down here?
Well, all I can say is, I'm waiting to take the mountain back, and I'll take it back.
Oh, I think we're here to help you get rid of the evil and take it back. That's why we're here.
Okay.
To help.
How are you going to do that? Tell me now.
No, we're going to stop that Zeeb person.
And the witch.
And the witch, yes, if there's a witch.
Well, I mean, do you really think you're up for the challenge?
Not at all, but we're here.
All of my people were driven out of this mountainside, and you three, where's the fourth one? Where did he go? All of you, and you all noticed that Blitz is now not with you, but
oh, great.
It's pretty normal.
I'm just like, hold on a second. I'm going to go look for him.
Whoa, hey, where do you go? Hold on. I need to know your story
We
first.
just lost one of our members. I'm going to tell you right now that he has sticky fingers, so I think he might be in trouble if there's anything that's shiny.
Okay, so Fancy Boy, you go to find Blitz.
Yeah, at this point, I think I'm aware that if there's anything shiny, if Blitz is gone, he's taking it.
You see Nefitz walk into the room as well. But you, so the dwarf before you, Brother Cornelius and Grimdur, he says, well, you see, all of my ancestors and my people were driven out of these caves and this mountain hall by that little bastard down there.
I'll switch to Dwarvish, which Grimdur speaks way better than common. and say, well, if it's these many arrow orcs, we've taken them out.
Yeah, you probably took out the front guards, but what about the rest? There's a lot
We'll
more.
get through them too.
Oh, that's reassuring.
Well, how many are there? I grew up fighting these beasts by your kin, by the Adbaran Citadel.
Oh, great.
And I'll show him the axe, which is dwarvish made.
Very nice. Very nice. Who did you kill to get that one?
No, not kid. Well, did yes, but 3 mountain lions and a great bear pelts. Traded.
What were they doing holding an axe?
That's a good question.
Oh no. Trade the pelts to dwarves for the axe.
All right. And as that he thinks about it, he's like, I'm still not convinced you're going to be taking out that little wee craphead, and then all his hired help, and then the woman that helps him as well. It just doesn't seem plausible.
Well, but if we don't, we get eaten by a dragon.
You're in leagues with that dragon?
Just
tell me you're in leagues with that fiend. He is the one that started this whole mess.
Yeah, and now he wants to kill the rest of them, and we don't want to be eaten. So it's going to work great. We're highly motivated.
Dwarf, it sounds like you have another plan. If we weren't fighting these orcs, is there another way for us to get to...
No, I want them all dead.
Dragon it is.
Listen, that little shit down there, he came in, we were having problems with that fiendish dragon, he was trying to kill us all. Then he said, oh, I'll help ye. Yeah, well, help he did. He chained the dragon down for us, and then, well, let's just say after a while he turned on us and drove us all out with the dragon's aid. I want him dead. I'm only here because I want to see him driven from this cave. And Blitz and Fancy Boy, you see Blitz kind of circling around the room, and you too notice all of the ivy caking the walls itself, and you see this ginormous gem sitting on a pedestal. And you see Nefitz looking around, peering around the corner, and he moves into the room as well.
Yeah, I look at Blitz and I'm like, don't take that.
I call dibs.
No, don't. We don't. It's not. No. Can I Arcana check the area, the ivy, to see if it's magic somehow?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I don't know if it's magic. I'm too busy trying to get him to not take the thing. I'm like, what? We don't know if that's ours. Let's go ask that nice dwarven fellow and see if maybe they'll give it to us for doing a good deed. Because remember, we're not thieves, we're heroes.
Blitz, as you hear Fancy Boy say this, but as you are walking around, roll me a wisdom
check. All right. That's going to be +0. That's a 2. So I'm a smart one.
Okay, roll me one more.
Not with that dice.
You are acting as Nefitz right now.
Okay. That's a 10.
Okay. Fancy Boy, where are you at this point? Have you gone into the room, or are you still outside?
No, I am outside. I am not going into the room. That looks like bad news to me. And I'm trying to indicate that in my tone of voice. That the room looks like bad news. And I said, we should finish talking to our friend over there. Maybe this is his. He seems like he's familiar with these tunnels.
Blitz, in front of you, you see on the wall a face. A head starts to take shape from the leaves, but it doesn't have any. You can't discern what the face looks like. and you just see the leaves moving and talking to you, saying, "What is it you desire?"
I don't hear that, do I?
No.
If you's talking to me, I desires that ruby right there.
And you see the leaves twirl and morph into a ruby of equal size and beauty. And you are looking around and you see Nephits also speaking to another face that has come out of the wall itself, but you are so entranced, you see the ruby behind you that was on the pedestal and the one in front of you, and they look exactly the same. And it just starts to extend itself to you.
Do I at least see that they look entranced?
Yeah, you can see that they're talking to the wall at this point.
Oh, okay. I start yelling, "Alarm! Alarm! Alarm!" and yelling for help.
That's just how she wakes us up.
News.
Cornelius and Grimder, you hear this though?
Yeah, I'll turn and see what's going on.
Okay.
Alarm!
And start running over there.
You can see Fancy Boy flapping in the center of the room, screaming alarm. Brother Cornelius, what are you doing at this point?
Brother Cornelius falls behind Grim, cautiously, but very curious and excited. Dangerously excited.
Blitz, what are you doing with this giant sapphire that is radiating before you?
How much is this effing with his brain? Because Blitz has been stealing stuff for a long time, and he saw that thing get created right in front of him. So theoretically, he would understand that this one is not as valuable as the one that he didn't see that was created right.
You absolutely think this is real.
Okay, then he reaches for it.
Okay. All right. So as you grip onto this gem, you just feel so happy that this is in your hands. Fancy Boy, you see Blitz being lifted up into the air, and you see Ivy being curled around his wrists. And you see the same thing happening to Nephits. And then you just see them lifted up into the air and shot into the floor, and they disappear.
Oh.
Shortcut.
Is the dwarf here? Did he follow them?
Yeah, the dwarf, if you look back, you see the dwarf is he has his shoulder up against the wall. He's resting himself against the wall, feet crossed. Well, I guess you met the dryads.
Oh, excuse me, sir. We seem to have lost two of our party members into the floor.
Yeah.
You say dryads?
Yeah.
Okay. Be over here if you need me for anything.
I just I Picard facepalm. Do the dryads have names? Yeah. Do the dryads have names?
I don't know. I've never really gone in and asked them. I'm not that dumb.
Didn't you live here?
They weren't here when my people were here. Sorry.
Of course they weren't. I just kick some pebbles on the ground, I walk over. I'm like, fine. I just walk over to the ivy, and I'm just gonna try and study it from afar.
Roll me a wisdom. Wait. Where are you? Are you?
I am not in the room. I'm
okay.
I'm looking. If I was just by the feathers is still making noise. I apologize. I'm just picking a piece of the ivy and just looking at it.
As you pick a piece of the ivy off and you see it almost tremble. You feel like it's trembling a little.
All right. I'm going to try. Hold on. Why do I have animal handling? Oh, I know why, because I grew up with animals. Anyway, I was like, that's why. I had a character reason. I think what I'm going to try and do, even though I don't have a really high anything in this, is I'm just going to try and do an investigation, maybe, and just see if I can see where the dryads are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, see past, like, their BS. Mm-hmm. So that's a 13.
So what you get from this is that you almost see them. You see 4 of them inside of this ivy. It's almost as if they're traveling around the wallscape itself.
Okay. Well, I don't walk into the room, but I kind of just like poke my beak in a little, and I'm just like, could you give us our friends back, please? We mean no harm.
And you hear in unison 4 different voices that says, "No, come in, please."
Do we all hear
hard pass? Hard pass. I just want our friends back. Otherwise, I'm going to set you all on fire. That's my intimidation check. So I'm going to try and intimidate them, telling them I'm going to set them on fire.
Yeah, roll me an intimidation roll.
No, that's a 16.
God, I'm gonna catch fire, aren't I?
Well, I mean,
wouldn't be the first time.
Fancy boy, you start as you when you picked off the leaf and said that you felt the tremble, and you start to see the leaves themselves shake, and you see the leaves retreat from the floor, and you see 4 holes in the floor.
4 holes.
Yep, they look like shafts.
Oh, they went down in the holes. Mm-hmm. I see. Okay, so is the ruby still there, or is that gone?
The one in the middle is still there on the pedestal.
Okay. So I don't know if that's part of their trap or not.
How far in are the 4 shafts?
There is the first one is about 5 feet in. The second one is about 15 feet in, and they're at the cardinal points of the room. So there's one on the left and one on the right as well.
All right. Well, I want to check and see if they're still there, but what I want to do is knock this ruby off of the pedestal, but I don't have very good hand-eye coordination. So do either of you look at Cornelius and Grim? Do you think, and the dwarf down the hallway, do you think one of you could knock this ruby off?
I'm not going in there, but do what the hell you want.
I'm trying to stop these dryads.
We want them to bring them back. Why would we make them angry?
Well, they've gone, but I want to make sure they're not still in the room.
And where's
all the ivy gone, or?
You said the ivy has retreated up the walls and it's shaking. One would think it's trembling.
Brother Grimm, I feel like that ruby would make a fine donation.
God damn it! I cast Burning Hands. I'm
done. What say you?
If ever there was a trap, it's that right there. Why wouldn't a dwarf have it? He's probably seen this a dozen times or more.
She will reward, as she always does, your risk.
I don't cast Burning Hands. I think about it, but I light a torch. I'm sure I have a torch in my adventuring kit.
And you feel the ivy start to tremble even more.
Okay, good. So I light the torch and I use my control flames to hold some of the fire in my hand threateningly. And I put the torch into the room and wave it around and say,
you see the leaves are just.
Okay, like, you better stay out of the way because we're going to go get our friends. I don't want this treasure. You can't do anything to us. He looks back at the others and says, we don't want this treasure.
No, that's trap.
Yeah. Looks directly at Brother Cornelius like, we don't want this treasure.
Brother Cornelius is doing this.
No, we don't.
Little brother, you stay there.
Yes, friends. We do have friends.
Yes.
We should get our friends.
So I walk into the room and I just hold the torch up towards the ivy while I expect them to I just point at the holes. Like, I don't know. Look in there. We see what's in there.
Yeah. Grimdir will walk in, and while he's walking in, he'll kind of say up to the ceiling, assuming that's where they are. My people have been friends of the trees since before this was built. We just want our friends so we can go.
Meanwhile, Brother Cornelius pulls out a unlit torch, lights it with Fancy Boy, and tosses it into one of the holes.
This is the best.
Wait, what?
I'm like, well, maybe not. Oh, well, I hope there's nothing down there that can catch fire.
God, is this like Veruca's salt? Am I?
You drop the torch and you see it drop down. Which hole are you dropping it down, Brother Cornelius? There's 4 in
That's
the room.
what she said. What?
Oh.
Is there any, I guess,
there's one
on each, one? I don't.
Yeah, there's one on each cardinal point in the room. So as you step in about 5 feet from the wall.
Yeah, I guess just the whatever one's on the right.
Okay. So you throw it down the right hole and you see it drop down. You see it curve and vanish into the darkness.
Like how far down is it before it? You said it curves.
Yeah. So what you
how far down is it before it curves?
Once it goes about 6 feet down, and then you start to see the shaft itself it's about 4 foot by 4 foot wide. It starts to expand out, and you see it curve at about 6 feet down, and it looks like pretty much like a slide.
Brother Cornelius pulls out his book of Timora. If there is a slide it. And can he fit? How big? So
yeah, you can easily fit in this.
Yep,
it's about 4 foot by 4 foot, enough to fit any,
how did I miss
humanoid.
Cornelius dives in.
Okay, I just watched that happen.
Blitz, when you walked in, Blitz, when you had walked in, the floor was covered in the ivies.
Obviously.
Yeah. And just so you know, the roll was a 14 that you needed. You're real close. All right, everybody sees Brother Cornelius jump down into one of these shafts.
I look back around the corner and I'm like, excuse me, dwarven fellow, what's the level? You said you grew up here or something. What's down one level or maybe a few levels?
Well, let's just say Seeb's little helpers down there.
Oh, all right. Thank you. Would you like to go, as they say, battle for glory or something with us?
Shelby, should we battle for glory? That's a no. And then
all right. All right. You should really feed your dog something else. And then I just walk away.
She says I should feed you something else, but you like it.
And I'm just saying it might be allergic to corn or something. Sometimes they get itchy. Anyway.
Little brother! Shouting down the hole.
And you can, Brother Cornelius, you just hear a faint shout from up top as you're sliding down the shaft that you jumped into.
All right, I just I'm like, which one
is it? Is a pedestal though, right? In the middle of the room.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, Grindir's gonna tie a rope around the pedestal.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for doing that. Thank you.
And then go down.
Okay, I will also go down on the rope.
Amora doesn't believe in ropes. Or nets.
Yep.
And I hold the fire still, but I leave my torch next to the hole, just so that the dryads don't follow us.
All right. So Jack or Blitz, you are flying down at a high speed down the shaft that you were thrown into. Your senses start to come back to you, and all you realize is you don't have a gem in your hands. You are now
so sad
downwards on a stone slide. You know, that slip and bleed from the anus slide that is just racking at your back. And you are being tossed up and down and left and right as you just smack against all four walls of this shaft. And the slide itself starts to even off and you lose speed, but then it drops down again, back up again. This is like a water slide to you, right? So
lots of fun and painless.
Yeah. You literally crash into a wooden door that is sturdy enough, but you can kind of see light cracking through the edges of the door. But you see no handle to open it.
Fantastic. Can I see?
Slams into your shoulders. And then on top of it, from over the shoulder of Nephitz, a torch flies at you and lands into your pants.
Oh no.
Fantastic. Can I remove the torch from my pants and pat myself out?
You can get it because you really only have a foot on each side of you of stone wall, and you can get the torch and start patting it down, and it goes out. And then you feel a third crash into you as Brother Cornelius, your feet are now dangling over Nephitz's shoulder as his head is fitting comfortably in your crotch, and you see Nephitz's feet smash into Blitz's shoulders.
Tiger Woods, y'all.
Grimder and Fancy Boy, you climb down the rope. How long was your rope?
Yeah, it's 50 feet. It sounds a lot more than 50 feet.
Yep. You get down.
What did you tie it to?
Well, I have a rope. I still have a rope in my pack, so I can tie it to the end of the rope. So now we have 100-foot rope.
Tied to the dwarf.
So you easily get down 100 feet, but you see that the shaft itself still goes down further into the darkness.
Okay.
This is dumb, I yell.
Little brother!
Why is there a hole here? Why is there an evil hole? Like, don't they have stairs?
I was expecting earlier.
Is it at least a lower grade here and maybe a little bit more controllable? Since we didn't take that first plunge.
Yeah, where you're at, this is one of those where it's a part of the shaft that has leveled off a little.
Okay. Well, I'll start continuing on since I haven't heard anything back.
You really have to where you're at. You only have about a foot on each side of you, so you either point your feet down or your head down first.
Oh well, head. I mean, if I'm going to be crawling, because right now it's level, right?
It's not level, but there is a slight gradient down.
Yeah.
When you get there, you'll be going down, but just not rapidly.
Well, I'll go head first because I don't want to tussle my feathers.
Yeah,
go with the flow.
Head first and kind of doing shield and then pulling myself up and shield and pulling myself up. So in case it drops down, I can be on the shield.
You're good. Okay. Grimder, you start to shield your way, and you're slowing yourself down with the shield, right? You said you're going head first.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're pushing your force with force against the stone floor and holding yourself back as much as possible, but you do start to slide and slide and slide, and it's getting faster and faster and faster.
Yep. Well, now it's just skeleton. I mean, a lot of choice.
Fancy Boy, you see you're following Grimder, and you see him start to lose a little bit of control and get faster and faster and faster, and you see him take his hands off of the shield and wrap it close to his chest, so he's laying on it now.
As soon as I see that, I'm going to cast Featherfall on him.
All right.
So, because I can catch myself with my wings if it gets too bad, so I'm going to cast Featherfall.
And you cast Featherfall, and you start to... You cast it on yourself or on Grimder?
You're mute.
I'm sorry, and Grimdeer, and I can catch myself with my wings.
Okay. And all you hear from up top is, "Have fun storming the castle!" And
rude.
You Grimder starts to slow down, and you're able to kind of ride his wake as he slides down the shaft. And you get another about 200 feet, Grimder, and you see Brother Cornelius on top of Nephitz on top of Blitz. And you slide slowly down the shaft.
Can I stop before I get there?
Yeah, sure. Yep.
So I'll stop and pat the shield and say, "I knew that rune would work."
I'm like, yes, it worked. Look at these ancient magics with a K at the end.
Blitz, roll me a dex check.
Dex check. It's not a... Wait, no. Okay. Let's try this one. My dex is +6.
Was the...
That's an 8, so 14.
Was the blessing for stealth specifically, or was it dex?
I think it was dex. Dexterity / stealth.
So that I guess that's stealth.
Okay.
14.
Okay. Grimder or Blitz, you notice immediately that after everybody has kind of crashed into you, the door shoots open really incredibly fast, and you're able to put your hands against the wall to stop yourself. But Nephitz slides underneath you and into this chamber, and you see incredibly quickly, all you're able to see is Nephitz slide onto what looks like a operating table, just a slab of stone, and you see 2 wraps come around his body to lock him into the stone, and the door slams back again.
Wait,
so it shuts in front of me, or
what wrapped around his body? What'd you just say?
2 belts wrapped around.
2 belts. Okay.
Yep. And now all that anyone can see is just just the edges of this door. On the top and the bottom, you can just get a little bit of light shining through, and you get a little bit of airflow, so you can see or you can hear anything that's happening inside the room.
I'm sure it's all happy noises.
Yep, and that's where, since we're doing an hour and a half, that's where we're going to stop for the night.
Welcome back, Steve.
Yeah.
Once again, don't miss a night. Message loud and clear.
Man. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah. We're in like
that was good. I liked it.
A dungeon house of horror. This is great.
Yeah. I had some pros.
I was thinking more Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
Well, this is going to be fun.
I love that Grimdeer thought that it was the rune on the shield and not Featherfall.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. That's way better.
I'm fascinated by Grimder's just complete terrified nature of witches.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with them.
Yeah, no, it's Yeah, it's no good. It's Fancy Boy is about as much as he can take.
Nice.
I was
fair.
interested to see what you were gonna do with the dwarf and his little pup.
Well, he didn't want to. He didn't want to help us fight, so
I would have talked to him more. If people hadn't disappeared.
No one made you jump into the hole.
that's true.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't jump in. I climbed in like a rational person.
You're a follower of Timora.
I felt like he wasn't paying attention for his what diet to feed his dog anyway. So
I hope we run into the dwarf again because I like the I like your voice for the dwarf.
yeah, it was great.
So I hope that we run into. I hope we.
Yeah, he could follow us. Maybe he could feel bad for us or something.
I just like to think that after everyone jumped down the hole, he just went, "That's a bad egg."
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, you got some information from him. You could always, go back later, possibly, and talk to him more. So
That's true.
We need to get him and Rugar the Mighty together in the when we retire from adventuring.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So, Jesus.
That was great.
That
So we
giant
don't.
ruby was bait. Who knew?
Well.
Oh, there we are.
If you're ever curious as to why I'm looking like to my left, it's because there's my camera, and then you guys are to my left.
Yeah.
I'm always looking that way.
Yeah, I have my character sheet over here, so I'm like.
Yeah, I like that I point to people. I just have everybody in this little teeny tiny strip at the top, and I point to people like that's what anybody but me is seeing.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got Roll20 and D&D Beyond on my main screen.
Yeah.
So you can see it's an ad right now for Pitbull. Twitch, and then anyway.
I haven't been keeping notes because we've been fighting and running too much.
Yeah.
So yeah, the ruby was definitely bait, but that's what it's meant for. But also, Blitz had advantage, and you still rolled. What was it? A 10 and a 1?
Yeah, roll a 1 and then I think a 14 is what the with my +6 it was a 14.
Oh, that's awful.
So bad.
Yeah.
So, was the ruby on the pedestal? Was that a legit one, or is that also just bait? Was it just
it's
fake?
real.
All right.
Going back to that one.
Yeah, Blitz might have to make another trip. It's
Yeah,
just
is that rope still attached?
If we somehow
Next up,
survive.
it is.
Technically.
It's 300 feet up a slide.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's true.
And
Well,
I don't have levitate. Sorry.
Yeah, and I don't think you can get enough flapping in that.
No, there's no
small
way.
confined space to fly up.
No.
It's okay. Plus, if we find a way back to it, it definitely won't be trapped the second time we try.
Yeah.
No.
I thought the dryads went in the hole.
No, they went up.
Oh, they went up. Yeah.
Yeah. Fancy Boy used both intimidation and fire to have the ivy retract up the walls.
Yeah, because they're nature, so I figured they wouldn't want to be burned down.
Correct.
And Fancy Boy has no interest in their games.
Yeah, I mean, you could have always hacked them, but
No interest in their games.
Yep.
We are a party that prefers fire at all times.
Yeah.
Well,
Has been consistent from the very beginning. So one thing I remember from all our adventures, it's always been about fire.
Well, I know. I need to figure out. All my characters end up using fire. I need
it's
to
pretty
think better.
effective.
It is.
I was a little disappointed Blitz's ploy with the dwarf, whose name we still don't know,
No.
didn't work out. I was very proud of my various concocted characters, and none of them took.
Nah, he's seen some shit. So, but and realistically, he knows he's the only one here that's either not an orc or not Seeb, right? So,
Okay. Well, he clearly didn't like Seeb, so that's good, I suppose.
It's a bonus.
Probably.
Yeah, we're gonna be
done something with
buddies.
that.
It's going to be great. We're gonna get rid of his dragon problem.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm almost out of spells. So.
Well, I am not here next week. So if you guys do play, please don't kill me.
We'll just tell you to a pig.
I'm not here the week after.
Yeah, I've got.
I'm here next week.
Next week is my wife and I's anniversary.
Oh,
what,
congrats!
Are you saying that your family is more important? I mean, come on.
Didn't she say she would play one night? I mean,
that is a stretch, man. You're really reaching with that.
Well, it's funny because like initially, like Matt and Kim were in town. Like Matt and Kim were coming to play a show, and I was like, hell yeah, because like we're internet buddies with them, and so like the last time they came through, we got to hang out with them and stuff. And then I was like, oh, like they're coming to town. It was like November 12th. Oh, that's gonna be great. There's something on that day, and I put it together, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember what it was now. So yes,
it's all right. We'll keep you not killed.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. We're
excellent.
We're all very competent. You're in good hands.
It's true.
God, I'm super dead. All right. Well, thank you, Internet.
Yes, we'll see everybody.
Watch Extra Life this weekend if you're watching us. Extra Life. Boost your teeth. Extra Life. Raise a lot of money.